If you are struggling with your hair loss and grappling with whether to shave your head, or if you've made the decision to shave your head, I just want you to know you're not alone. And in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey to the decision to shave my head, the ups, the downs, the reels, about doing it. And I hope that in doing so, it really helps you to gain some clarity and work through some thoughts and feelings about doing it. And know that even though now I have shaved my head and I'm so happy about that, it wasn't always like that. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that. So if that is something that you would like to learn more about and chat about and discuss in this video, then this is the video for you. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Tia. If you're new here, I do mostly synthetic wig related content. I also talk about sort of real life things, wiggy related, hair loss related, life related, just related things. If you are returning, then you're my doll baby. Hi doll baby, how are you? So happy that you are here. We are doing a car vlog today, and I wanted to build off of a video that I put out about shaving my head and why that made me happy. I actually want to go over it again, but over the hair again, make it a little less hair. But I'm really happy and feeling very confident and comfortable with my head shaved. And so because of a lot of the comments and reaching out, I thought I should do a follow-up, because if you're someone who's struggling with hair loss, and especially if you're struggling with the idea or the reality of having to shave your head, I think that we need to have a more in-depth conversation, because you're not alone at all. I just want you to know that. So someone had asked me about my hair loss journey, and I have gone into that in detail in other videos, which I will link. But what part I didn't share was the part where I sort of decided to shave my head. So I talked about, when my hair loss started and potential reasons and all of that sort of things. But I never talked about why I decided to shave my head and how I got to that conclusion. I know that in my recent video, I talked a lot about, feeling better and pressure and things like that. And it was conversely, like I was pressured to keep my hair. I felt pressured. I put pressure on myself to keep my hair. My decision to shave my head really started with an initial decision to cut my hair short. So I have natural curly hair, and it was quite thick and it was quite long, and I started losing my hair and diagnosed with alopecia, all of that. But it got to the point where it was so thin that it was noticeable. I feel like I got away, but I didn't really have to face the idea of even cutting my hair, let alone shaving it, for a long time, because my hair was so curly and thick. And even like you hear me talk about with synthetic wigs, the texture does make a difference in terms of how it appears fuller, or if you can see wefts, or things like that. Well, that's the same goes with bio hair. Curly hair does always appear to be fuller, and if you have sort of just a regular density but your curly hair, it can be almost too full. So I got away with it for quite a while because I had natural curly hair, until it got to the point where it was visibly thin in places. Then when there were certain sections that just were not growing in or were missing, things like that. I remember my initial cut was like a Halle Berry, circa 1990s, 2000s, but like how she had her hair for a really long time. Leading up to that day, I was going into the shower and there was just clumps, and I mean clumps of hair. And this was ongoing for a really long time. And I got to the point where it's like, I'm not going to have any hair left. I wasn't someone who was big on coloring my hair in general, but I stopped doing everything. I stopped coloring it. I stopped using product in it. I stopped doing everything. And nothing was working. And it just got to the point where every single day I was even stressed to take a shower, because I knew that there was going to be clumps of hair in there. So I thought, you know what, I have to stop doing this. So I did. I took 17 inches off. So I cut 17 inches off that time. And that was really, really difficult. But then having my hair that short for a long time, it really helped. Like, did it mean that my hair wasn't falling out? No, but it wasn't as obvious to me, and it was just more manageable, you know. And so, and then for a little while, I really felt like it was, you know, coming back. Like, it was, the haircut had actually helped. And then I got it to the point where, like, it started receding here, and not just receding, but I'm calling it receding because that's the term that we use most often. But there is a section in the back that was missing, and a section right here. And I'm just like, now it's kind of missing here, there, and everywhere. It's not like I can just go shorter, or, you know, do this or do that. It just was all over the place. And I was really struggling with it and keeping it short. And there was a video that I saw of this girl shaving her head. Now, she was just shaving it because she just wanted to. She had been coloring her hair for a long time, and I think it was starting to be damaged, so she just shaved it for that reason. So then I fell down the rabbit hole of, like, people shaving their heads, and I kind of thought, well, what if I try that? And at that point, I was really deep into wearing wigs, so I felt like if push comes to shove, I can just wear a wig, and, you know, it was still growing at that point, so it'll grow back. And I have to be honest, when I first shaved my head, it took a while to get used to. It was a shock. It was kind of the same as, like, when I got my first tattoos in visible places, like on my arms and things like that. It was like I was happy about it, but then I was also not happy about it. It was a shock at first, and I did kind of, like, go through, like, a grief. It's like, yes, I have these wigs, and it's great, and it's wonderful, and I'm on the other side of it. But in the beginning, it's just like, I'm never gonna have my beautiful, oh my gosh, I'm starting to tear up. I'm never gonna have my curly hair again. Like, I'm never gonna have my long curly hair that was everywhere. And you know, the funny part about it was, I used to complain about my curly hair so much. I'm biracial, and so I have natural curly hair. It isn't coarse though, but my whole family on my mom's side who raised me, you know, they have, like, long, straight, dark hair, you know, bone straight. I just looked so different from them, and just even, like, learning how to do my hair or style it or whatever, I didn't really know because my mom didn't know. And I just remember hating my hair so much, and because it made me so much different than everybody in my family and my friends, it was even more about the fact that it made me feel not included. And then to be shaving it off and understanding that it's sort of gone now. And, you know, it's like all the stages of life. It was like, you know, I've had one child, and I was unable to have other kids for a multitude of reasons. I don't talk about it much, but I did have cancer, and so I was able to have a surgery to get rid of it. But in that case, then I no longer could have children. But I had never planned to, so it wasn't a big deal. And that was the thing. I never planned to have children in general. I was blessed with Avery, and I love him so much. But, you know, then when I had to, not last year, but the year before, last year, I had to have a hysterectomy. Quite suddenly, I had to have a hysterectomy. And I went through such a grieving process of, like, I'm never going to be able to get pregnant again. I'm never going to have another baby. And it's like, well, I mean, my son's almost 18. I haven't been pregnant for 18 years, and I had never desired to. And it was just like, but now I can't, and so now I have feelings about it. So, I mean, you can go through that. So if you're thinking about shaving your head, you know, just know you're not alone. You are not alone. And even if you see a video where the person's, like, happy and they feel great about it, know that that may not be your experience. It may be eventually, but, you know, you might not feel that way right away. And that is okay, and that is natural. And, you know, it's great to be able to look at different people on the internet and watch their things, and, you know, even if you watch mine, and I love that my head is shaved, and I want to portray that because that's the truth. But I don't want you to also think that that was just, like, right out of the gate I felt that way, or there isn't some days when it is bothering me, or there's not some times where I'm looking at someone and I can see that they're looking, and I know that they're wondering, like, am I sick? Is there something wrong with me? And catching myself from, you know, sort of not defending, but explaining my shaved head. And so, you know, I just wanted to have this conversations. Like, if you have shaved your head, what were your experiences? What sort of transition, but what evolution of acceptance did you go through? What were the feelings that you had? If you're thinking about shaving your head, what are your reservations? What are your fears? What are your concerns? You know, we're all here to help each other, and we're in this together. So I just felt like it was really important for me to, you know, show, I guess, the other side of that conversation and start a dialogue about it. And that's really what the goal of this video is. Thank you so much for watching. If you have something to contribute to this conversation, please do so. I do have a private Facebook group where we have a lot of these conversations as well. And the link for that will be down below. I will also put that on the screen. And one of the great things about the Facebook group is that you can, you can join. I do monitor the group. I am very active in the group, and you can join and then comment anonymously if you're not 100% comfortable yet. So there is that option as well. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you have, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.